Hi again. So this is continued from last night. Honestly cannot believe that I'm able to talk right now and have a voice and my eyes are open. So good morning. It's Tuesday, May 23rd. And I started this video last night when I was at my daughter's practice and she decided she was going to leave early, which is totally fine because she wanted to get home and see her sister before her sister leaves for Wales, for out of the country. And at least she got in an hour of practice, and I'm just proud of her for doing that and still wanting to spend time with her sister before she left. So it's all good. But I didn't know she was leaving early. So when she came up to the car last night, I was in the middle of recording. And of course, I just cannot talk in front of my girls and do these recordings just yet. I might someday. But right now, I think I'll just keep it to me sitting in my car. And as you can see, I'm in my car again. And I'm here because it is almost 8 in the morning. And we did take, or I took Olivia to the airport last night. Her plane leaves, or it left at 6:30 this morning. So she had to be checking in by 4:30, which meant that, there was like no staying in a hotel. We got there about 12:30, 1 in the morning, and it's a brand new airport now. It's always been there, but it's all renovated and stuff. When I thought there would be places to sit, and there was not. I mean, there was some chairs, regular airport benches, but nothing that looked comfortable for us. So luckily we had a parking place really close, and and we went back out to the car and slept for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, and then we got back up and went back into the airport and got her checked in. And that was a little chaotic. There was like tons of people in there, and we were in the wrong line at first. It was really not greatly organized. Yeah, but hey, what the most important thing is, we made it. She made it. She's in the air now, and I am back home. And since I really didn't get much sleep last night, I'm going to go to sleep right now. I'm going to get into my house, but I wanted to do this recording while I was still in the car because, hey, that's kind of my thing, creating content while I'm sitting in my car. So anyway, so I will compile these two videos back to back. I don't think I'll put them together, but I know last night, I was talking a little bit about, I don't even remember. I'm just going to be honest. I don't even remember. I remember mentioning that I was kind of seeing someone, and, once I say that, it's just really hard to continue it, and it's really different and stuff, but I don't want to talk about that. What do I really want to talk about is that, I don't even know. I guess I just wanted to get on here and try to finish my video for you guys and let you know that, with God, all things are possible. And, on the drive up, it gave me a chance to visit with my daughter a little bit. Things change, over the course of time. And, as my girls have grown up, it gave me a chance to, kind of, talk about different things and check in with them. It's not something we get to do that often just because of our schedule and, what we're doing. Excuse me. Gosh, so sorry. I stopped at my shop to get me a sandwich and some coffee because I was like starving, and the coffee tastes so good. But anyway, yeah, I got to talk to her a little bit about, things because I know she's getting kind of serious with, her boyfriend, and My other daughter is kind of getting serious with her boyfriend. And those are opportunities for us moms to just kind of like address some of the things that, we should be talking to our kids, very early on, and making sure that, they take care of themselves, they respect themselves, and, just making really good choices. So got to do that on the way up. And, just kind of like hang out. That's just always so important to me, that we still get this time together. It's not as often, just because the way things are. And, I need to get used to that. I need to get used to the idea that my girls have their lives now, and it's not always going to be something, that they may want to do with me, or, I want to do with them. That's really hard. And so to see her, plan this trip and just go, it just makes me realize, how she's grown up and, continues to grow and can make these choices and do these things and take care of herself. It's always going to be, a little scary for me that, she's like in the air, she's on an airplane, she's going to have a layover in New York for 8 hours, and we talked about her doing something there. And once we got to the airport here and realized how chaotic it was, the last thing I told her was, you might want to rethink actually leaving the airport, even though it's, you've got plenty of time. I think what I really want to mention that I was, thinking about on my drive back is just that, it's still important that we tell our kids, the things that we want them to hear. We might think that they're not listening or they're too old to hear, but I think it's still important that, we tell them, all the things about being responsible and take care of themselves, and, watching themselves carefully and always paying attention to their surroundings, and what they're wearing, and, how they're treating each other and their relationships. It's still so important that we still say those things, even though we don't think they're hearing, because, we want to make an impression on them. And, it makes me realize, again, how much, my mom and I, we didn't really have those talks that much, let alone like a trip like this. My mom would been freaking out. She would have been like saying no, trying to talk me out of it, and just telling me, it's too much trouble, it's too much money, you can't be doing that. And it helps me to identify who I actually am. I've been told that I'm kind of more of an authoritarian parent, and, I got to tell you, I don't see that. The times that I see that is like when I'm thinking about our house and how I want it situated, how I constantly want it taken care of and clean. And even then, I let things go and get pretty relaxed. But when it comes to letting my girls do what they want to do, and just kind of being there to take them wherever they want to go, and getting them around, and, trying to provide for them, the emotional, mental, and financial support, I see myself more as just kind of like, I got to listen, I got to let them experience, I got to let them try, and still give my input, and just hope and pray, that they do choose the right thing to do. That's how I see myself. I don't know what kind of parent that is. Maybe it's a combination of authoritarian when it comes to, strict rules around our house, And maybe it comes to just a more relaxed parent when it comes to, you know, trying to, see what my girls are doing on a regular basis, like with school, their friends, their relationships. Um, yeah, it's really something when you really think about it and, you know, what kind of parent you actually want to be. And when I see myself driving my daughter to the airport at midnight and sitting in the car with her and then waiting in line with her until we get to that checkpoint where I can't go past, that's the kind of parent I want to be. That's who I want to be. I want her to remember me as the one that doesn't mind, doing these things, which I don't. I want to do these things. I know we got to a point a couple of weeks ago where I couldn't be at one of her meetings at school, and it was a super painful situation and a subject. And, work was something that I had to take care of that day. But for the most part, the things that we do that are painful and hurtful to our kids and to ourselves are also the things that we can learn from and realize. And the things that we do for our kids when we're going out of our way and we're losing sleep are the things that you have to realize that you're doing good. You're doing fine. And you're creating memories. And those are the things that, you want to be impressed on to your kids, to your son and daughter. So anyway, I'm not going to take more than 15 minutes. It's going on 11 here. Anyway, that's kind of what crossed my mind. I really thought about my mom and how, there was no way she would do this. She just wouldn't. And I think part of that was because, she didn't drive a lot. I mean, if she drove, it was strictly in town. When we first started taking the girls to softball games out of town, she was beyond herself. And, how can we do this? Why would we do this? And so, all these trips that we take traveling out of town for softball really actually kind of helped me in a way, because it just gave me the confidence to drive at night and drive super late, which we're used to, and driving this crazy early in the morning to get back home. These are the things that we are experiencing. And these are the things that you need to realize that, you think you're just taking your kids back and forth. You're doing that, but you're also helping yourself, and you're giving yourself a lot of confidence to, do the hard things. And you're showing your kids that you are there for them. And you can be that split parent. You can be the mom. You can be the dad. You can be both. And, still provide the right amount of discipline with the right amount of, relaxation and love and guidance and support. And I like to think I'm doing that. Of course, I know I mess up, and, I'm going to make sure I talk about those things too, because, I think that's super important when I record these videos. But anyway, yeah, was in DeSoto last night taking my youngest daughter to a practice, came home, got my oldest daughter to the airport last night, and she's off on her trip, and now I'm back home, and I'm going to head to bed. So that's what we do. That's absolutely what we do. And I know you do a lot of the same things where you're just running around. So be proud of yourself, and, be thankful that God has given you, this protection and this guidance and the strength and energy to do those things, because, honestly, without God, there's not a whole lot that feels possible. I mean, you might do it, but it doesn't feel as easy, in my opinion, because I've been there, and I'll talk about that sometime. But I know with God, I definitely can do things much better. Definitely better. So ask God to come into your heart, and ask Him to be with you at all times, and seek Him in all that you do. And right now, I'm going inside. I'm going to try to get these videos uploaded if I don't fall asleep first. Thank you so much. Please follow us on Tinge of Bravery, on Apple, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube now, and sometimes Instagram. All sorts of places that you can subscribe and share and support us. And, you know, it's all about the content. I'm going to create it and hope that, you know, we get more followers because, hey, my life is yours to learn from. All right. Good night or good morning, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.